it can be a 5-star relationship. And I've seen this. I have seen people just simply in 5-star relationships that aren't in a relationship. That if you just put, like, sometimes I'll just experiment and be like, okay, if I'm with a celebrity X, and I've had that with some celebrities where we would have a 5-star relationship. Well, I don't know them and they don't know me. And probably never going to know them. And probably if I did meet them, we would not be partners. You know, we already have partners, or we're not going to do that because there's another element here. So I just want to really emphasize that the star rating has nothing to do with the keyest component that you can have in a relationship like this or a marriage. What is it? Love. So that's something to really bear in mind, that just because you have a 5-star relationship with someone doesn't mean you love them. Doesn't mean you love them. But the fact that these two have spoken of their love for each other, if you look at them together when they're being interviewed, how they look at each other, I mean, it's really, there is so much love with these two lovebirds. But again, I really want to belabor the point. If you're doing this at home and you think, oh, well, down the road there's this person there and I've got a 5-star relationship, it doesn't mean you love them. It doesn't mean he loves you. There's another element that comes into play with love, and that is here, the G in human design, the G, or the magnetic monopole, or simply in BaanTu, we just simply label this center love. You can see it down below my little cursor, love. That's what we label what was called the G center in human design. But the meaning is the same. It's the magnetic monopole. The magnetic monopole, the monopole that carries us and gives us our direction in life. That direction is tied with the phenomenon of love. When it's defined, you can't be in a place that you don't love. You can't be with a person you don't love. You can't work for a cause you don't love. You can't be part of a family you don't love. You can't talk about things with passion that you don't love. Okay, do you see the connection here? You know, she has this strongly defined love center, as does Harry. I might add. Let's just look at him singly. So it's not like she's leading him to something too. They both have a very strong sense of direction. I don't have this defined. So I really don't have to be in a place. Loving a place is not a condition for me to be in that place. Let's put it that way. I can live anywhere, really. It doesn't mean I'm necessarily happy about it. And I love the feeling of love as much as other people, or that sensation. But it's not, this is open, this isn't colored red. You can live anywhere. You can be married to anyone. You can be in relationships. You can work in places you don't love. And you could make a success out of it if that's defined or not, you know. But for these two, you really, again, have this added component. They have to, where they're going in life, it's got to be connected with love. They have to love what they're doing and where they're at. And that explains too why the media goes nuts over Meghan not wanting to live in Frogmere Cottage, which was renovated to the tune of £2.4 million, a lot of money, on Windsor Castle ground. She's not happy there. She does not love it. That's not her direction. And she can't stay there. Now let's look at this, because some people need that have that for a condition, this strong sense of love. They can work around it a little bit, but with her, and I'm going to go singly, you can really see here, if you look at tone, the triangle, and her, especially tone, she's going to have a hard time doing this. I'm going to switch it to BT. Now, if this seems like it's getting really confusing, it's It's because it's a lot of info. I just want to talk a little bit about her, and I think I'm going to wrap it up. We can look at this again another day. But just look at this here. So this is the nature of her on the body side and mind side. These are her nodes. So instead of saying nodes here, we have desire or others, but this is nodal. And again, if you're familiar with human design, you will know Sun, Earth on the body side or design, Earth, Sun on the personality or mind side. And then below that, you have the nodes. You have the North node on the design, South node, and then on her mind side, she's got South node and North node. Okay? So this is what we have here. We have her lines both on her Sun, Earth, and nodes, and lines on her, again, her design or her body's, her nature, and what she desires or what she's pulled to with others. Okay, that's her line. This is colors. We're going to just leave colors out of this and just look at her tones, because this also explains a lot about why she has been almost absolutely uncompromising with this, and then the means and how she's announced it. Because the 3 tones, and she's got double, not just one, but there is a feel-good factor with the 3 tone. If we look at the human design, it's 6 and 5. In BaanTu, instead of looking at the 6 lines of the I Ching, we look at 2, 2, 2. We combine the bottom 2, the middle 2, and the upper 2 to give you 1, 2, 3. So this is on the upper end of that. And this is where we get a more evolved person. She's not looking at survival as the additional motivation. Let me take a look on easy here so you can see this a little bit better too. So the body 3 tone, mind 3 tone. This is the mood setter. A mood setter. What is going to set her mood? And it's not success. It's not about how much she has accomplished in life. It's not about competing. And it's not about recognition. It's not a looking for public recognition or recognition up from her peers. What motivates her is feeling. You prefer to do things and be with the kind of people that make you feel good. She has it on the body side, the physical side, anything physical, not mind. And she has it on the mind side, thinking, speaking, watching. She's not competitive with her mind either. You prefer to think about, talk about, learn, and watch things that are fun or make you feel good. And I'll tell you one thing, and it's a bit of a misnomer to say not competitive here, because it implies that there's not an intensity with that. That's not true, because when you're not feeling good, and I know I have a double 3 like Meghan does, and I'll tell you, when people take away my fun or make me feel bad, consistently, and I feel awful. Nothing, and I mean nothing, can tempt me otherwise. And I am reckoning it's similar for her. This is why when you have Frogmore Cottage redesigned to your specification, you have thousands of dollars to spend on a wardrobe each month, you get to travel the world. None of this is going to make a difference to her. She would rather just be